you've been involved in so many education projects, starting from new schools and now at Minerva. I just want to understand, what's your vision for both higher ed and the changing needs for education, keeping in mind the changes the pandemic has shown us, where these schools are vulnerable? What is your vision of where people should be heading and investing dollars for the future of learning?
Well, I mean, the foundational belief is that higher education is very, very important. It's a critical time in the development of human beings, from 18 to 22, or maybe a little bit older. But the knowledge that students get in a good liberal arts institution prepares them not just for work, but for participating in democracy. That's the big idea. They have to learn how to think. Yes, they need knowledge. Yes, they need to be able to acquire competencies in some field that they've chosen, but they have to learn how to think, because that's what's going to determine how happy they are, how well they do in life, regardless of whether they work for the government or whether they work for a private sector business or a not-for-profit. And it sort of segues into why Minerva, I mean, every university in America, including the New School, asserts that we teach critical thinking. We value critical thinking. And what Minerva's done uniquely is begun by saying, how do you think critically? And the answer is, there's lots of research that shows how people learn. So our curriculum, our foundation, is built upon that research. Of course, we're generating research all the time because we're watching the students and we're collecting data on the students. So we're learning as we go what works and what doesn't work. So there's research that will help us answer the question, what should the curriculum be? But the practice of observing students and observing faculty really increases the likelihood that you're going to get it right. So just to segue a little bit into normal higher education, normal higher education, which one of the struggles that you have is, if you try to change the curriculum, you're forced into committee meetings and all kinds of internal politics. It's unavoidable. Minerva doesn't have to do that. We get regular improvements in our curriculum based upon the feedback from our students and our faculty. Because the second thing we've done is I said, how do people learn when they graduate? When a man or woman graduates from college and they say, I'd like to learn about the Civil War in the United States, or I'd like to learn about Irish independence, or I'd like to learn how to write software, I'd like to learn a foreign language. They typically don't go sit in a classroom and wait for a teacher to show up and teach them. They typically, today, they don't even need this fancy iPad that I'm using to talk to you. They can use their iPhones. And increasingly, that's how they're learning. So what we've done is we build a platform that takes all the regulatory friction, let alone the cost of that classroom. Because getting the students to class, getting the faculty member to class, getting them to link up, it's an effort. You got to hire people to arrange all those classes, and then the buildings don't get used. So what we do with the platform is not only gives us a way to get constant, regular improvements in the curriculum, but it liberates us. The students don't have to go to a class. The faculty don't have to go to a class. We have, as every university does, we have great faculty, and they determine whether or not the students get a good education or not. They don't have to move to any of these locations where we are, because the platform allows them, because it is the classroom. And it's so much different than people heard, oh, you got an online program. No, this is not an online program. This is a difficult program. You're going to class, and the teacher can see you in the class, and the teacher knows what you know and what you don't know. And it's much easier as a result for that teacher to organize breakout sessions to improve the quality of the result.
Oh, absolutely love that. And I remember when I was a student getting graded on my contributions, I absolutely love that part of the forum, because I felt I was part of the class. The teacher was listening to me. I'm getting feedback on my learning, not just in tests, but actually in my interactions in class.
Right. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Another educational project I've been involved with is in Vietnam. So I fought in the Vietnam War. Terrible war, a big mistake on the part of the United States. That's a secondary item. Vietnam and the United States established normal diplomatic relations in 1995.
Mm.
There isn't, I don't think there's another two countries on the planet that are like the United States and Vietnam. Fought a war, have diplomatic relations now. We have bilateral trade agreements, and we've been helping them in that language that was written in '95 when I was still in the Senate. We created a graduate program called Fulbright University Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City. And we got a license for an undergraduate program 2 years ago for an undergraduate program, an independent license. And Minerva's been having conversations with Fulbright. The power of our platform is the faculty don't have to move to Ho Chi Minh City. They may want to. You can move to Ho Chi Minh City if you want, but you don't have to. So we can recruit using Minerva as the platform. We can recruit faculty all over the world. They don't actually have to go to Ho Chi Minh City in order to be able to teach. It's a tremendous advantage when you're trying to build that faculty cohort, which is what we've done at Minerva to begin with.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Bob. It
You're
was
welcome.
really great catching up. And thank you for the work you've done from New School to Minerva and to the graduate and now undergraduate program in Vietnam. This was really a great experience. Thank you so much.
There's more to come.
Ha, love it.